Let's get ready to. Oh wait, I think that's copyrighted too, right? We're not.
Everything.
We should be careful with that. Welcome to Tim and Joel. Call it in the ring. Let's get ready to talk about the Royal Rumble. Maybe that's probably copyrighted. The Royal Rumble.
Everything is.
Why is it called the Royal Rumble?
It's a rumble in which royalty wins the money, and now because it wasn't a shot at WrestleMania before.
Yeah, I didn't think it used to. I assumed it started as some sort of weird King of the Ring crap. Like,
I assume that it was no, it wasn't. It was for money, like back in 1988. By the way, first ever Royal Rumble first ever official Royal Rumble was at the
cold hard cash.
Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. By the way,
Ew.
BT Dubs. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you know that.
Didn't even know there was like a. Anyway, all right, big enough
Yeah.
population, I guess.
Only later on in life did they make it a WrestleMania main event slot as the winner. So there you go. Will Mox and Cody be in the Rumble? We're just going to start off hot. Yes.
Nope.
100%. Actually,
No.
It's not going to be Mox or Cody. It's going to be Dean Ambrose and Stardust. That's that's what we're doing here. No. Friends, hello. It's Sunday. Why am I doing the intro? Tim, you usually do it. Please talk.
We did the intro. We did it. I told you the copyright limitations.
Right. We keep getting copyright struck. My bad. Oh God. This is our last episode on this channel at timandjoelpod.com starting Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. That is the 26th. We are going to be starting live over at Fightful Overbooked, youtube.com/Fightful Overbooked. Go over there right now. If you haven't, subscribe to that channel. There's a lot of fun content coming out today, including myself and Drew. We have started our weekly hits and misses. So we take our top 5 hits, top 5 misses, and our favorite wrestler of the week. You can agree with us. You can disagree with us. You can leave a comment on that video and let us know if you like what we're saying or if you have a different list. Do the whole thing. And you can also toss a like on this video. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Do it. Come on. Do it. I'm waiting. You can leave a comment here and join us in our live chat if you haven't already. And on top of that, Tim, did you know that Jon Moxley has been on my TV almost every day since Wednesday?
That's a lot of Jon Moxley. I guess, he's making up for lost time. He's a go-getter, that young man.
He is. He even showed up in Poughkeepsie, New York last night at a wrestling event. The man doesn't stop.
Was it just some random wrestling event?
It was NEW, which I think is Northeastern Wrestling.
Some random wrestling event.
They had a big event last night. Okay. I think Jay Lethal couldn't make it, so Mox went in his place, which is a giant upgrade in my opinion. So Mox came out. I didn't actually see a lot of the footage, but he just took a slight detour. He was in DC, Wednesday, and then Rampage was live on Friday. So he just took a little detour on his way to Hammerstein, where he's got a match tonight versus Homicide for the GCW World Championship. And instead he went to Poughkeepsie. Why not? Have a nice
Why
night
not?
off.
Why the hell not?
Yep, there we go. Hey, by the way, I do think that Tamina's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. It's her year, man. She's the biggest one of the bunch. She's the one who they can't toss her out. She's physically imposing, Tim.
Yeah, there's going to be like 5 of them. It's going to be a whole big shtick. We've seen it 8,000 times. How have you've watched many more Royal Rumbles than I have. You've seen the big people don't always win. I would go so far to say the big people don't often win.
Is it Royal Rumble or is it Royals Rumble?
I don't care.
Because there's so much Mox out there, and because he is really the subject of our entire conversation at various points in today's show. Come on, Rampage match, hot fire promo, GCW. We'll just talk about that card real quick, even if you're probably not going to watch. Some of our friends in the chat might be.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's get through SmackDown first, because honestly, ain't much happening there other than a few things.
It was a rerun, largely. Other than a few highlights, you had Pat McAfee saying "this son of a bitch," which was like, okay.
That was actually really funny. Just to cut off,
like, whoa, okay.
Oh, this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Didn't even let it sit. It was perfect. Usos come out, acknowledge 508 days for Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, the Universal Champion. Great video package, and I love when they say that was a great package, and Roman's like, I know. we know, big dog.
That's good stuff.
Oh man. So yeah, they just go through all of his big wins for his title over the last 508 days, yada yada yada. Then out comes Seth. They do the little brother, and Seth says, Mox.
Yep.
There
He
you
did.
go.
He
So
said
clearly
Mox.
Dean Ambrose.
Ooh, earth shattering.
Dean Ambrose is going to be part of that Rumble. There you go.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, fine.
No.
And then they challenge each other. They're going to up the stakes. They say, hey, how about the Usos take on me, Seth Rollins, and someone else, a partner of my choosing. And if the Usos win, originally it was if Seth and partner win, then the Usos are barred from ringside. And then Roman's like, no, we're going to up the stakes. If you lose, then you're out of a title shot at the Rumble. And I was like, okay, something here. I didn't hate that.
Something for everyone. Yeah, I like that. I mean, when we get to the match, I'm just
we'll
gonna
get to
say,
that.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not great.
Anyway, we'll get to what happens.
KO is the partner for Seth Rollins because they're besties.
Yay.
That's my favorite man.
Also because the brand split doesn't matter at all, as we'll see
God.
in other segments.
Out comes Kofi Kingston and Madcap Moss, future Intercontinental Champion Madcap Moss. And yes, Big E is out with Kofi Kingston because it's Royal Rumble season. What the
No, because we don't know what to do with Big E now that he doesn't have a championship. So let's stick him back with the New Day. Remember when I forecasted this? I said this would happen, and you're like, "Oh, they're on different brands," and I was like, "They don't care. It's not going to matter."
You're right.
That's exactly what happened. Like,
oh man, if Kofi started a Garth Brooks cover band, he'd sing "Friends in No Places."
No places.
No places. That's the joke.
That's clever.
Big E came out. You're seeing all the Raw stars tonight because the Royal Rumble's 1 week from tomorrow. Sure, whatever.
And a couple of leg ends. Couple of leg ends. There you go.
Yes. Oh, other people who are making towns before going to Hammerstein. We'll get there. There you go. Kofi gets his win back over Madcap Moss. I don't think there's much to say about this match.
Yeah, they just rolled that back. They're just like, oh yeah. They're noticing that we're Kofi and Kofi additionally. We better just undo it a little bit. Okay.
Not the only match they rolled back and did again because Aaliyah versus Natalya, and WWE legend Summer Rae. That's right, dorks. Yes, it is WWE legend Summer Rae. I don't give a shit. There you go. Thank you. Absolutely. Keep that coming. You know it's true. She is a legend. She'll be back in the ring at the Rumble. Summer Rae, WWE legend, shows up at ringside. And I love Natalya looking at her and being like, kiss my ass. Aaliyah wins via DQ. It was such a stupid match, but it is what it is.
Real dumb. Didn't he? Oh, and then Xia Li comes out as the protector.
Who is that? I have never.
The protector. Yeah. The one who doesn't like the bullies, because again, WWE seems to really I'm so tired of bully based storylines. Like, I don't care,
man. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what we're doing with Xia Li. They found she was recharging, someone had said, and I had a good laugh about that. They had to recharge the lightning bolts. It takes 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's a big battery pack.
Obnoxious. 7 wins doesn't make you doesn't make you a legend. You know what makes you a legend? Being on TV for an amount of time that gets you over with a bunch of people. People like her. People enjoy Summer Rae. She's a legend. Get it through your head. Let's move forward, shall we?
I don't know who she is.
You weren't watching.
Because I wasn't watching it all. But like,
but you're not sitting here being like,
wrestling's fake and winning doesn't matter.
Exactly. Oh, it is what it is, man. Just because you're not a fan doesn't mean you didn't have other fans watching you. There are people here who are fans of us and not fans of us at the same time, but here we are, legends.
You know, there's an influencer named Summer Rae, name spelled different. It was very confusing for me for a bit. I was like, what? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Isn't there also an adult film star at the same name?
Almost certainly.
Has to be for a name. Yeah. Breaking news.
I know it's still real to me.
Okay, we have to bring this up real quick because I think it's funny. The Stupendous, by the way, hilarious, having Pat McAfee just giving the definition of stupendous. That was funny shit. Come on.
It was fine. It went on a little longer than I would have cared for.
I mean, listen, I'm waiting for Vince McMahon and Bruce to come up with a character named Stupendous. Pendis or Stuart Pendis, and he's going to be the person who sells WrestleMania tickets for this year. That's all that I'm waiting for.
I didn't even realize, but yeah, they just started taking the numbers away from WrestleMania.
Oh, that was
like,
they
wait.
started out with
Yeah,
31 or 32.
Yeah, it was like a long time ago, and I just noticed this year. I was like, wait a minute, what WrestleMania is this?
So they started it with 31 because that was WrestleMania play button, and Vince McMahon was like, I don't want them to know how old we are.
That's like, I think he's just afraid of mortality.
Yes, no, it's very well established.
Even though he's mutated into like a Pepe the Frog atrocity, like
ridiculous.
I will say, I want to point this out though. Being a legend in WWE is meaningless. They mentioned Kid Rock was a WWE legend at that show. So like
it just doesn't
what
matter.
A vacuous title that is.
You showed up, you made some sort of impact to the point where people remember you in one way or another. That's all that matters to them. That makes you a legend.
WWE legend Donald Trump.
I hate to make it worse. It's WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump.
Hall of Fame for what? 2 appearances?
4
plus
appearances. 2 WrestleManias that his empire financed, whatever the fuck.
Well, no, what the money that he stole from other people through loans was used to finance. Yeah, because he doesn't actually make money. Anyway.
Los Lotharios versus Viking Raiders. They don't say much. Viking Raiders win. There we
go. This happened, I guess.
You know what else also happened? Charlotte versus Naomi.
Oh yeah, awful. Everything about it was awful.
Yes. Tim, if this whole thing is about not wearing your jackets, and Sonya comes out and she's not wearing her jacket and she puts on a referee shirt, technically it's not a jacket. Why wouldn't Naomi take a swing? Is it because maybe she's an official in this match because she's wearing the stripes? Is that what we're doing? What the hell are we? Also, why would you take Charles Robinson's referee shirt knowing that Charles Robinson has probably slept in said referee shirt for the last like 26 years?
Yeah. I mean, you could probably just grab another one from the back. I don't know. Maybe Naomi was just letting it play out.
Fun fact, apparently there aren't just referee shirts you can grab from the back. There is a finite amount, and some of them are like tailored to specific body types because they only have so many referees and so many t-shirts available. So there you
go. It's like the armory because of they wield great power just by virtue of wearing the shirt. So you want to keep those in a locker.
It's Chekhov's jacket. Thank you for putting a little bit of quality into this podcast. Oh God. Charlotte wins. There it is. God, I wish they would just tell us why Sonya hates Naomi so that we can either say this shouldn't be a story about racism or, oh my God, they made it a story about racism. It has to be one or the other because at this point, you're not giving us any other choice. And it's hard not to think of the former versus the latter.
And like they're calling attention to it in the show. They're just like, why do you have a problem with her? Why do you have a problem with her? And there's no answer.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And it's going to be, they've now built it up to the point where we're all expecting it to be a racism conversation. And that's not good for anybody.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if it turns out to be like a horrible after school special in WWE?
And it all gets resolved on the bump.
Titus O'Neil comes out and he talks on behalf of, oh man.
Oh God, be a
garbage.
star.
All garbage.
It's gonna if they resolve it, it'll be on the bump, and it'll be Titus O'Neil presiding. Oh my God, Sami Zayn comes out for another insane. What do you think?
This was the highlight of the show.
Oh, sorry, I will go back for a second about Charlotte and this whole feud. One thing that's really sucked is that Charlotte's kind of SmackDown championship thing has gone to shit because I think they had so much in the pipeline for Toni Storm that they had to completely reshuffle everything. And then they gave Charlotte the whole put her in the Rumble and give her the G1, the New Japan. If she wins, she picks her own opponent type of story. And as a result, they have to kill time until the Rumble. And then I'm assuming a SmackDown star wins the Rumble and then a Raw star wins the Elimination Chamber, Bianca Belair. So there you go.
I mean, it's wild that they're using Charlotte just as like a heavy, like they were using Shayna Baszler like a few weeks ago.
I don't know if they're using her so much as a heavy. I think they're just kind of putting the title in the picture because Naomi clearly wants a shot at the title. And instead they had her go through whatever the hell that was. Anyway, Sami Zayn, insane. Let's talk about it.
It's fun.
It was fun. The stupid sound effects.
And like, at first I was like, oh, okay, they're doing it to make it obvious that he's faking it.
Yeah.
But then they also did it on the real one because WWE is just bad at audio cues, period. So like,
And I don't know who screwed up, but like they also used like the 1980s like frying a guy at the chair sound, and it was bzzz, bzzz. They should have had the lights flicker in the arena at the same time. Really go
I wouldn't put it
hardcore.
past them. Like, yeah, I mean, I feel like it comes down to just the wrestlers in the ring have no monitors, so they can only hear it through like the reverberations in the room, which make timing impossible.
Yeah. I liked yeah, exactly. It's the same electrocution sound that the Mounties cattle prod used 30 years ago. They're
Wow.
like, we should probably refresh the sound bank. And
No,
Vince is like,
that
no
costs
money.
money.
We don't have money.
No, I got to spend $20 million a year on shitty WWE movies.
Oh God. Pat McAfee asking if Sammy pooped his pants. Absolutely great. And Johnny Knoxville, he got a big pop, and
Yeah.
people were very confused. I'm gonna let everyone in on the secret. SmackDown was in Nashville, Tennessee. Johnny Knoxville is from Knoxville, Tennessee. It's a hometown pop. Good for him. I liked
He's
it.
fun. I like him. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was. It doesn't take away from any of the it makes the Rumble fun. It's kind of obnoxious that like the number one story in the men's Rumble is Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. There's absolutely nothing else there for us. But at least it's entertaining. They're putting on good segments.
Mm-hmm.
I likes it. Okay. What else was going on? Eric Bischoff suddenly shows up. Is Eric Bischoff? Is he on the disciplinary committee for WWE?
Yeah, for sure. Clearly,
You think he's the guy?
he's offering sage advice to all these decision makers.
There you go. And
leaders.
He has sage advice, one-on-one, Naomi and Sonya Deville. And Pat McAfee says, 82 weeks of knowledge there. Thank you, Eric Bischoff. Oh, it's good. It's good. I love it.
That is very funny. Yeah, I guess we're doing Naomi and Sonya next week on SmackDown.
Buddy, yes and no, because they did a backstage or digital where
see
she's
what
like
they say.
frantically on the phone being like, no, I don't know what's going to happen. And yeah, and then she gets interviewed and she's like, no, I'm excited to face her. So someone's going to come in, probably Shayna Baszler, and we're back to square one.
They'll just cycle through it once more and then it'll be WrestleMania time and they'll have the match and it'll be okay.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why this is like the longest running feud, because they don't have any story for it. Like they don't even have motivation for the character.
Yep. Oh, Sheamus versus Ricochet.
Ridge Holland's back.
Ridge Holland is back. His nose is intact.
That was enough to justify doing it again.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. I love that Ricochet goes for that tope through the ropes, and he ricochets off of Sheamus's knee. And that was the match. Sheamus wins with the rope kick. I got nothing else there.
Yep, that's that.
Let's talk about GCW star Jeff Jarrett showing up in his hometown to talk to Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura, the co-intercontinental
secondary
champion.
Character Shinsuke Nakamura, who has not defended his title in so long.
He's a tertiary character.
Yeah, tertiary character.
Supposedly he's injured. That's the rumor. That's the conversation.
Wow, and they haven't stripped him of the title. Surprising.
Yeah. Well, instead, Jarrett is asking if Boogs can spell his name for him, and also puts over Boogs' guitar. Honestly, Boogs is the star here. Are they just going to build to Boogs beating Nakamura, like turning on him and winning the Intercontinental Championship?
That has to be it. Just do it.
It's getting obnoxious.
Have him do a Jeff Jarrett guitar smash, although he plays electric guitar, so I don't know. Gimmick that.
Oh God, he starts playing acoustic. No, Elias comes out. Let Shinsuke and Elias team up versus Rick Boogs and Jeff Jarrett. I don't know.
Honestly, if you transition Nakamura into going through a country phase and have Elias back him up, and Shinsuke Nakamura starts, oh wait, we did a Japanese cowboy character at one point, didn't we?
Yeah, Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
never mind.
good stuff. Yeah, Boogs says Nakamura has a hand injury, but you know what?
That sounds not real.
You know who else had a hand injury and wrestled through it? The Ortons, all of them.
Like
they all
literally anyone.
There you go. Get your hand taped up and get to work. And yeah, Sammy versus Nakamura is probably never going to happen at this rate because that's just what it is. Yeah, Tim wants Nakamura to become Jimmy Wang Yang.
I mean, at this point, it's better than nothing. It's a low bar. A low bar.
Remember at one point when Nakamura was like super over and everyone was
Yes.
like, he's the Freddie Mercury of professional wrestling. He's so cool.
He
He's so
was
this way.
so cool. Now he's a goof.
Yeah, except now they've got Boogs doing the Freddie Mercury gimmick instead. They're just giving everything over. Yeah, there we go. Britt Baker had a hand injury and she wrestled through it. There you go. Come on, Nakamura, man up. Let's go.
Ridiculous.
Next week it's going to be Big E and Kofi versus Corbin and Moss, and I'm sure Corbin and Moss will get the win. And Sonya versus Naomi. There we go.
Well, I'm glad to see everyone's riffing on this terrible idea. born of a nightmare that is what is currently happening on SmackDown, which is more or less nothing. Shinny Nakamura.
Oh, thank you all. This is great. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens versus the Usos was great until they got to the last part of the match,
where Roman Reigns revealed himself to be extremely dumb. Just a dumb guy. Why didn't he just punch one of the Usos in the face? They would have been fine. Right? Like, it's so dumb.
You could have even set up something like, not a rematch, but you could have done a one-on-one match. Like, what are we doing? That was obnoxious. I don't know why Reigns put himself in the... He's going to come out next week like, it was all part of my plan. I don't need the Usos to win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's all just leading up to John Moxley showing up and costing Roman Reigns the belt. That's what we're doing.
My God. No.
I don't have anything to add on this match. They were like, again, good match. Everyone was enjoying the hell out of it until we got to what happened. There's literally
Seth's tope was cool. Good stall on the Usos.
Yeah, it's true. By the way, shout out to WWE for airing a NXT 2.0 commercial where they just hyped Gunter. And everyone's just like, oh, this guy is still talking about him. And I'm like, I'm over it at this point.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I guess he's Gunther now. Everything is terrible.
What's not terrible is leaving a thumbs up on this video, by the way. So go ahead and do that. Tim, let's talk about Dynamite. Did you enjoy Dynamite this week?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I did too, actually. There was a lot of really good stuff in here.
Totally.
Let's dig into it. We open with the guy who's going to cost Roman Reigns his Universal Championship and win the Royal Rumble in the same night, Jonathan Moxley. He's back. He's lean. He's mean. And he's dropping F-bombs like a fighting machine.
Yeah, it was great.
It was
badass.
good, actually.
It set an odd vibe for the rest of the show.
It was a very, very odd vibe, but it was a really fun show. And also, I kept thinking that venue in Washington holds like 800 people. No, it held like 5,000, which again, not huge, but like definitely more than 800. It just felt the way that it was, the way I looked at the seating chart, I was like, oh, what the hell is this? But no, it was a good night. Crowd was hot. I enjoyed it. Mox talking about being a vampire, drinking blood.
That was a good blow line on that. Like he put that promo together well.
Yeah, he did. It was very, very much from the heart. And I got that demons are going to shove it up their ass, and I don't run from demons. It's good. I was really, really enjoying it. These days I drink blood.
These days all I drink is blood. Jesus. Did you get better or worse? No,
Isn't that dehydrating to drink blood all the time?
I have no idea. Not a blood drinking enthusiast myself.
I don't know about injecting Mox and Danielson into your veins. You might have to do blood. Is blood okay?
Mox does sound like some sort of nerve agent. So
it's true. MJF.
Go be good.
Let's just move on. MJF, Wardlow, they're doing the thing, and MJF is apologizing, but like, I'm still going to dock you, and you put your hands on me, and if you win the Revolution match, face the Revolution match, then we're good. And there we go. Little segment, just getting a little bit closer to Wardlow turning on MJF. Am I right?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're inching it along. It's fine. It was okay.
They're in Cleveland next week. It is Wardlow's hometown. You got to assume something comes to blows there.
Yeah.
Or they just have a really tense moment.
It's imminent. I'm surprised they're doing it so aligned with CM Punk MJF, but it's fine. It kind of I don't mind it, actually. Like, I think they've incorporated it into the feud in an interesting way. So
the labors of Punk.
Yeah, I mean, there's that.
Mixed tag match. This was an excellent match. A lot of fun. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander taking on Adam Cole, BayBay, and AEW Women's World Champion Dr. Britt Baker, Dedical Mental Distractor. Dentical, mental,
Dentical.
dentical. Is that a word?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up because it
Did I
sounds
get
like
it
it
this
might
week?
be a word. You didn't, but
Damn it.
dentical.
Okay, yeah. Mental. No, you're just looking up dentical.
Yeah, that's
It's
not a
like
word.
no, it's like tentacle, but with the D.
Yeah, that's how I wrote it. It's horrifying. Anyway,
Hey, oh, you know what? You know what? Maybe she should make a T-shirt that says "Denticular Fortitude." Remember that when Mick Foley used to be testicular fortitude, denticular fortitude. Hmm?
yeah, it'd be fine. You can do it.
Chat, you guys like that, right? Okay, let's move on. Matches a lot of fun. Matches really good. A whole lot. What did you think? Should it have been an intergender tag, or did you like just being mixed tag, men with the men, women with the women?
No opinion.
Really?
Whatever the competitors want to do. I don't know. Like AEW hasn't done it yet. I don't know if they're gonna do it. It varies company to company. I loved the intergender matches in Lucha Underground. Like I have no opposition either way. I don't care either way. Like,
Yeah,
whatever the people in the ring want to do is fine with me.
I agree with that. I don't know if AEW wants to cross the women versus men platform just yet. It sounds like, I mean, listen, I can almost tell you not all the wrestlers, but a lot of them would just be like, sure, let's do it, because they don't
Yeah.
see it as much of a thing as wrestling fans might. So I just don't think they want to cross that line just yet, especially as a show that's on TV, a program that has quite a lot of viewers behind it. I don't think they want to go there just yet, but they might. Who knows? Like I said, mixed match challenge in AEW. Let's do that. That'll be the way. Anyway, again, fun match. Not much else I can add to this other than the finish with the table spot. I like that. Did you like Adam Cole going absolutely apeshit and just being like, you hit my wife and now I'm upset?
Yeah, I mean, he put on the face for it. It was fun.
I don't love Orange Cassidy getting pinned again, but I'll take it.
Well, yeah.
I'll take it because now we're going to get a lights out match between Cole and Cassidy next week at Beach Break. And since it's lights out, I assume that makes it unsanctioned. And if it's unsanctioned, Orange Cassidy is going to get the win because it doesn't affect Adam Cole's win-loss record.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds convenient.
That's how it's very convenient. I'm excited for Orange Cassidy to Hulk out because that's what I picture happening in this.
Does a hulking up Orange Cassidy become like grapefruit Cassidy?
Oh, gross. Yeah, a much more bitter fruit.
I assume that's what it is. Good at breakfast time, though. Very good at breakfast time.
I'm not a fan. A lot of people eat them with like a ton of sugar. It's just all gross to me.
That doesn't work for me at all, brother.
It's
That's
all
a weird
gross.
thing to do.
All what? That's a very common thing to do.
Putting the sugar on that? No, I wouldn't put sugar on my. No, that's no.
Awful fruit.
Doesn't work for me. Yeah, watermelon Cassidy. There you go.
Different category.
Much bigger. Much more upset. I mean, the middle. That's where you get all the sweetness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris Jericho's with the Inner Circle with Santana and Ortiz. Chris Jericho is the Inner Circle at
looking like a dork.
Oh God. Oh, can you feel me? No, I don't feel you. Oh, GFY, Chris Jericho, GFY.
Yeah, GFY. Terrible timing. He should have, just not done it that week.
Would be great if Santana and Ortiz GF'd the F out of whatever, GTF'd out of the Inner Circle. There we go. That's the word.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, that seems to be where we're going, like the dissolution of the Inner Circle, which is fine.
Exactly. Oh, Tangerine Cassidy was what happened after Adam Cole low blowed him, by the way.
Yeah, he shrunk right down.
Yeah, not really good. Speaking of shrunk right down, the chairman Sean Spears is no longer the big champion that he should have been. Took on CM Punk. Match lasted about as long as Punk gets the win. I don't have anything to add. It was a good match. It was 5 stars for me. What did you think?
I would have liked to see a little bit of a wrestle, but that's fine. They go to sleep with mediocre again. I'm not, it is what it is.
Why would you want to see a match between noted chair pervert Sean Spears and
he's got that dope entrance now?
That's all it is, though.
He didn't have a dope entrance. Yeah, and the nipple warmers.
That's true. Nipples again exude the heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him. Maybe he just held him close for the nipples. Anyway.
No, it's fine. It made sense for the story.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I love that Sean Spears talks a big game, and the next thing you know, he gets the shit kicked out of him by CM Punk in 2 seconds. Fine by me.
Yeah.
Very cute. Billy Gunn and Christian Cage have a segment based out of 1999 SmackDown, and it ends with the Gun Club beating up Christian Cage and being like, "Hey, we want tag title shot." Sure. I got nothing to add to that. It just happened. It wasn't my favorite segment.
It's fine. It's a good transition into another feud. Get the ass boys on TV.
Let's talk about Cody Rhodes later, and we'll instead go ahead with House of Black versus the Varsity Blondes. I really love Brody King and Malachi Black as a tag team, and I think this is the right place for them now in AEW. What do you think?
Yeah, agree. Well, I mean, I don't think Malachi Black's really like a championship competitor at the moment, so I think it makes sense to have him in a tag team, build him up, build up the House of Black. Match went a little different than I expected. I guess they really just wanted to build up Brody King in this, which is fine. Like, you need to gotta make him into a monster. So
the Varsity became. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the Varsity Blondes are like the right people to do that because they seem like, you know, they were on the ups. So having them get crushed by someone just really puts that guy over.
Yeah. And I liked it for the reason of like Pillman questioning his confidence the whole time. He was, uncertain about whether or not he wants to go for another springboard dropkick after he had messed it up versus Malachi Black. And again, like we talked about how that was a planned spot, but if it plays together, then it works for me. Griff Garrison, though, getting a back of the head full of steel steps. I felt bad for him there.
Yeah, that almost happened twice on this show. But
yeah, Kings of the Black Throne win the match. Pac comes on the big screen and he says, "House of Black, I'm going to make a martyr out of you." That was Irish. I'm sorry. He's going to make a martyr out of them, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay.
I wanted to do his accent.
It's not easy. It's okay.
Can you do it?
No. I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember what. No, I can't.
No, I got nothing. I feel bad because they did a really funny promo with Brandon Cutler, Trent Barretta, and Rocky Romero, where Cutler was waiting for the Bucks, and instead Barretta and Romero took over, and they're just like, "Hey, how about we have a match on Rampage?" And of course, that's not what happened. It ended up being Trent versus Nick Jackson in a good match. We'll get to that when we talk about Rampage. Lance Archer has Frankie Kazarian in a match. I was expecting a squash. What the hell happened?
I don't know. Frankie Kazarian. And the entire time the commentary is just talking about how great Frankie Kazarian is, like, because they're trying to get over Lance Archer, and it's like, oh, I don't think this is helping anyone. You're not helping either party with this.
Bullet Club Hunter, Frankie Kazarian, who, by the way, failed as a Bullet Club Hunter.
Hunted no one. No kills.
Sorry, he was the Elite Hunter. Still failed. Still failed. Still not the Elite Hunter. He can barely hunt himself out of a match win because the Murder Hawk wins, and we have Dan Lambert cutting promos and Jake the Snake cutting promos.
They've cut a deal, apparently.
This all ends with Lambert getting the blackout or whatever his move is, right?
Yeah,
getting hit on him when he loses that title match, right? It has to be.
Yeah, I guess. Like, also, it just again doesn't line up with anything that Dan Lambert actually says, because Lance Archer once again doesn't reflect like the type of wrestling that he references over and over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. It just I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for them to announce the match. It's not going to be Beach Break, apparently. Are they going back to Texas anytime soon? Because it could just be there. Either in Texas, and they're both in Texas. I think they're both Texas boys. The story should be who is the bigger Jesus freak. Lance Hoyt wins. Lance Archer wins. Adam Page just be like, "I don't know why I'm here," and they'll be like, "Because you're a cowboy. All cowboys love Jesus," and they'll be like, "I don't know about that battle.
I don't know."
You can. I don't know if you want to do it at Revolution. Please, that's a long time to pull that out. They had Archer wrestling on Dark this past week. Like, they taped it for Dark on Friday. So I assume they're just trying to give him some wins so that he can be considered the number one contender.
Which is what this was, but like it just kept going on for longer than expected. So,
oh, you know when they'll do it? They'll do it on the 9th. They'll do it at the Boardwalk on New Jersey. They'll do it in Jersey because that's a big show for them.
Okay,
why not?
Sure.
Yeah. Marvez with Dante, Seidel, and Lee. I really have nothing to add because yesterday Leo Rush announced that he is done with AEW as of February 14th. So that's all I needed to add there. Leo Rush is already signed to do Terminus 2, which I'm excited for. He's doing work with New Japan. He's great. He's excellent. So he'll be on GCW's show tonight. So there you go. Leo Rush. Excellent. Lee Moriarty just needs to leave Dante alone. They all need to leave Dante alone so that Darius can come back and get his brother.
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go. Yeah, fine. Okay, Paige is from Virginia. I don't care anymore.
What
they're
you?
all
Oh, did you think he was from Texas?
they're all from Texas. It's
I
the
thought it was just a
Cowboys.
cowboy thing. Yeah,
They're all from Texas.
yeah, I could. Yeah.
There you go. TK brought in Leo as a Christmas intern. He was working part-time at the source.
Oh
Oh
man.
god. Okay, let's move forward. Serena Deeb versus Sky Blue in a very quick match. Deep Talks gets the win over Sky Blue, and there ain't much else I can add other than Serena Deeb was excellent. She's
Yeah,
great.
it's really good. This actually, and it helped her a lot. Like she looked vicious in this. It was really really good.
Deep versus Baker? I don't think so.
No, I mean it doesn't line up. Maybe once Baker drops the title, Deeb can step in as first competitor. Either
Yeah, I don't
one.
hate that. I don't
Yeah.
hate that. Because Sheeta right now is back in Japan and they got to kill a month now while keeping Deep relevant. So
Mhm.
either you keep handing her talent to build her up, which isn't bad. I would do that.
No, because you're
And
gonna need another top heel. Like you just keep building up the division, like so you have something strong when
what
Baker
do you
loses
do?
the title.
So what do? You have Deeb kind of roll through everyone until they get to Sheeta, the return match, and then Deeb and Sheeta ends with Sheeta winning, and then Sheeta challenges for the TBS title against Jade and gives Jade her first loss. Like,
Yeah,
what do
maybe.
you?
Oh no, I don't know. It ruins it if Sheeta goes over at the end. I don't know.
Well, the idea here is that Sheeta goes over because she got taken out by Deeb.
No, I know.
So
I
like the
just wish
story
they'd
is
drop the
there.
feud. Like,
Oh, they're
just
not gonna
forget
do that.
about
They're
it.
gonna do one more. They're gonna do
Yeah,
one more
I
because it's a
know. They're
best of
gonna do
5
one.
now. But we'll see. Again, I just kind of throwing it out into the ether what could happen, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be Baker. I think it's going to be about the TBS title, if anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I got nothing else. Dan Lambert's back again because he is with Men of the Year, and they challenge Ethan Page versus Moxley at Rampage. Cool,
Sure.
good match actually. Well, we'll get
Yeah,
there.
great match.
The worst segment of the night to me was HFO giving Andrade 51% of the business.
Yeah, it's great listening to these people talk about business. That's what I'm tuning in for.
What was that?
I don't know. It's Matt Hardy like trying to get his cosplay out. Like it was so convoluted. He's like, oh, I'm keeping 51%, and then like there's a board apparently, and like
Who's on the board of the HFO?
it is
Is
Matt
it
Hardy,
it's Rebby?
Andrade's peon, and Private Party.
It's just Rebby and Jeff. They're the
No,
ones
there's
making the
no
decision.
Rebby. There's no Rebby, no Jeff. He said it. He said all 5 members of the board.
Fine. This was garbage. add Dan Lambert to it and make it the AHFOL. The awful.
I mean, it makes sense to me because, like, I don't know, Andrade's got this gimmick where he's an idiot kingpin, which is a curious choice if you want to be like a dominant guy.
Buying friends.
Like, it's funny, at least. I didn't mind it. I really didn't. Like and it's Matt Hardy doing his gimmick. I thought he was he's keeping the same gimmick, whereas I thought this was going to lead to another gimmick change for Matt Hardy. So I'm kind of okay with it just being more the same.
I mean, listen, the
What
real
I do,
losers here.
yeah,
Go
okay.
ahead.
No, what I
Okay.
do want is the Butcher and the Blade out of all
Thank
of
you.
it.
I was about to say the real losers here are the Butcher and the Blade who continuously get bounced between HFO and any other interested party. For once in our lives, can the Butcher and the Blade just be a damn tag team on their own? That's all I want.
Just remove them from this because they don't need to be in it.
The problem is if you do that, then you lose the bunny. And if you lose the bunny, then you lose all the luster from the HFO. So all of a sudden HFO is useless.
No, you get TH2 back in there. And then
I don't think you'll be seeing either of them back that quickly, pal. There are a lot of contracts coming up, and suddenly some of them are going to never show up.
Yeah,
again.
there's a lot of stuff expiring now, and it makes sense. Like if you're not, they're thinning out the roster after an absurd yeah.
There you go. The bunny is a draw. That's right.
Bunny is a draw. Keep her with Butcher and the Blade away from HFO so that they
That's
do
right.
things.
And add Penelope Ford to that whole state, not to the stable, but add it to the Butcher and the Blade characters. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. Sting and Darby Allin take on the Acclaimed. You liked it. Did you not like it? Did you like it?
I loved it so much.
What happened that you liked?
I liked Darby getting taken out quick.
Yep.
Welcome to the Black Parade, bitch. Was so good.
So funny.
So good. Just Sting taking them on both. That was fun. Old man Sting doing his old man Sting stuff. That was fun. And then Darby coming back and nearly exploding the back of his skull on a set of steel stairs by
Wasn't
jumping
that
into it.
nuts?
It was very close, terrifying.
Oh my God, loved it.
But yeah, I didn't care about this match, until this wasn't a match. Like, it was announced essentially via like their little promo wrap, which was excellent. So
Yeah.
like that one package hyped me up for this match. Like, that's all it took. They just did one catchy rap, and then I was like, yeah, I want to see this fight.
Better than any UFC rap there could ever be.
Oh my, yeah.
No, I enjoyed the match very much. Darby coming out and just launching himself through the crowd and inserting himself back in the match. I think that was brilliant. And Sting doing dives at his age and absolutely just putting himself on the line. He didn't care. It was good stuff.
It was
going
crazy.
through tables, jumping off ramps. I loved it. Good match. Again, when you use legends properly,
sparingly, one might say.
Sparingly is the right word, I think.
Yeah.
When you use legends sparingly, like WWE Legend Summer Rae, then you get big returns on your investment. And we'll see that again when WWE Legend Summer Rae returns at the Royal Rumble this coming or next week. And meanwhile, Sting at 64, absolutely killing it at his age. I was a big fan of that.
Good time.
Yeah. Rampage. Rampage was Rumpage, as I call it. I really liked it.
Me as well.
It was
solid.
Live. Yeah. It was a fun show, and it was easy. Some weeks are easier than others to watch Rampage. Let's face
it. Agreed.
This was first week in a couple weeks where I wasn't so upset to listen to Chris Jericho yell at me for an hour on TV.
It was slightly less annoying, yeah.
Someone gave him a sedative. The sedative takes Jericho down from 11 to like 10. And he's like, it's okay. But it was, one of the better episodes that they've done. And let's start with Moxley versus All Ego Ethan Page. I don't think there could have been a better opponent for Jon Moxley on his return.
No, I think this was the right choice. I'm glad they didn't just have Mox go out and beat the piss out of him. Like, I was worried that was going to happen, and that didn't happen. It was good. It's good.
Yeah.
Good build, and the great transition into the next feud, which I really like the way they did that. Just having him walking.
Big fan of Mox being a vampire and biting down on Ethan Page's forehead / ear / face area, just trying to get blood.
Yeah,
he was thirsty. The rest of the match, again, really good. These two just went absolutely ham, and it ends up with Mox getting his win. No surprise there, and just Mox getting back into form, getting ready. So we'll see what happens as he moves into his match tonight in GCW. Is there anything else from the Bulldog choke that ended the match? I like that. I like Ethan Page just being like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't tap out. What are you talking about? It was good stuff. As he leaves the ring, Bryan Danielson standing
just
there,
waiting there,
plain white tee. Bryan Danielson just hanging out. What do you think? Is it double turn time? Are we doing it?
We'll get there. I
think it's happening.
It's good. This is going to be a good fight. I can't wait.
Danielson just being like, welcome back. You slayed your demons, but you didn't slay a dragon. I am your next demon. I didn't have to take time away from the ring. Now we're going to have a match because I didn't get my match with you at Full Gear. This is it. Yada, yada, yada. And then Mox ends up beating Danielson by low blowing him or some shit. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. You could lean in, on the build. You could lean into the Bully Ray bullshit.
You could.
Like, you deserve these fans deserve an apology from you, and Danielson could just heal it out. Like,
could you imagine if he just starts saying apologize to the people? Oh,
it's good. You could immediately lean into that if Mox is cool with it. Like,
do you do that, or do you do? I guess will the heat be good, or will it be like MJF 2020 style heat where people are just like, go away?
I like that too. Go to hell, everyone.
Okay, fair. Listen, I love it. Yeah, exactly. You can do this. Is a little too long term for me doing Danielson and Mox at Revolution and then getting Wangman at Double or Nothing. It feels like we got a long time to kill between the pay-per-views at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what Revolution's in March, Double or Nothing's in May. You've got it's beginning of March, so you got 2 months to tell that story. You got to be careful with how you get there. So we'll see. But I would like a double turn, something from Mox and Danielson, because that's just resets where we were supposed to be before Mox went back, went into rehab. So there you go. So we talked about this earlier, a match that had no business being as good as it was. Trent Barretta versus Young Bucks, Nick Jackson.
Out of
Uh, be-
nowhere.
yeah, so we found out earlier in the day that it was going to be a tag match. Well, we knew it was going to be a tag match, and then Rocky Romero said he had COVID symptoms, and so he was pulled. So he's done. Medical protocols, even though everyone said what it is. Uh, Good match. First time these two have ever had a match together in singles competition. I thought that was really cool. They went out of their way to mention that, which was helpful. They went really. They had a really good time together.
Yeah.
I expected from the get that Trent would get the win because you can't keep beating best friends every week if you're the
No,
elite.
please don't. They're so good. Leave them alone. Especially,
Yeah.
and you know, Trent came back and he's all shredded, and I think he's just like he's like their top guy in that faction. So they got to build him.
What do you think with him giving props to everyone but Wheeler at the top of the ramp? Are we going to do something with Wheeler and
I think we
and Trent?
should. Yeah, yeah. Like
They've been
they
teasing it
just
on
have to.
BTE.
They need to separate out away from this elite vacuum anyway. So like I think that would be a good transition.
Infighting in the best friends. That's all I got. Nick Jackson in the Owen Cup would actually be kind of cool. Nick Jackson's a really good singles competitor. I would love to see more of Nick Jackson doing singles work.
Yeah.
He knows how to work as a singles competitor. I like the idea of Trent also continuing to do singles work because clearly these two had chemistry. They worked well together. And I would love to see more of that. Breaking up a tag team to do single stuff, it works. And that was a very, very tight match. They did a great job. Trent goes with Rocky. It's not a bad idea.
Sure. Yeah, actually that's not terrible.
I don't know if Rocky wants to work full time at AEW though, or even like on that schedule because he's got
no, but I mean that works then, right? Like that way Trent can be a singles competitor and still have like some backup.
End of the day, I agree with this statement though. I really do think it just ends with Wheeler Yuta somehow proving himself and Trent being like, okay, you're part of it now. And because again, best friends are just they're a face team, they're a face faction. They should all be together because people like Yuta. I think because again, the story was they brought in Wheeler Yuta when Trent was injured as a way to balance out best friends. And then the story was always, well, what happens when Trent comes back? He's going to be jealous or he's going to be upset, whatever. So now it is about either proving yourself or getting out. And I think maybe it ends with the two of them having a match to prove that Yuta is supposed to be a part of it. So you keep giving wins to Trent because Yuta keeps losing on major TV shows. And then Yuta pins Trent, and it's a sign of respect. You got to give the people what they want. They do the hug spot, and that's it.
Cute. Yeah, that's actually also very good. I think that would be better.
Yeah. And then there you go. Then you have he pins him and leads to Yuta is all elite. Wheeler Yuta is all elite. Give him the graphic. Then again, we're finding out that having the graphic doesn't mean much because Leo had the graphic and 6 months later he's done. So let's move on.
Are they going to do is no longer elite?
Someone's going to start making those graphics. Oh God. But you know what? They're not making graphics for Hook because he is the man.
Holy hell, is he the man? Like
first live TV match.
Okay. Hot damn. First comment. I got a lot to say about this segment. First comment. Has Serpentico always done the weird like Spider-Man hands?
Yes. This is the first time they've done this like this. This is the first time they've done it in this way where he shoots them out and he gets attacked. That's the first time they've done that. And I liked that.
It was very good. Like, I mean, what a silly entrance gimmick. But like it just makes such a mess. Like everyone was tangled up in it, like because of the fighting. But like I don't know. It just seems like it makes a mess regardless.
Normally they're using better streamers, I guess, or whatever they use. It's usually not that messy. I guess they also take a little bit more time and care to get rid of them. But
it just seems like an early Spider-Man OG film draft where he just anyway makes a mess.
Just a really quick match. Redrum, Serpentico doesn't even go down. It was like an overhead throw and then Redrum, and then that's it. Serpentico wearing his best Hayabusa cosplay. Love that. And he taps out, and that's it. And then out comes QT Marshall, the hero of the story, and calls Hook a delinquent and says, "Don't you walk off? Don't look past me. Pay attention to me." And Hook gets QT in a suplex, and then walks over him and walks to the back. You know what this is leading to? Hook's gonna win all these matches, and QT's gonna beat Hook.
No.
Yes, the master bests the student, Tim.
The first time, maybe.
Hook's first loss will come to QT Marshall. We're saying it here.
I'm not saying that. I don't know. I think building Hook as like a juvenile delinquent is like a good angle. Because like he threw the hell out of QT and then just
Yeah.
walked over him in like a very badass fashion. Very
And
cool.
again, I'm loving the fact that they're putting Hook up against people who A, know how to work, and B, trained him. This is the right move. This is the right. It's very careful. It's very coordinated, and I love it the way that it is. So we'll keep going with it. Obviously Marshall versus Hook is going to be the play soon. I don't hate it because again, Marshall's going to give him a good match and probably pick up the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Probably not. TBS Championship and the main event. I like this, although I could have sworn that Rampage is a TNT show, and we were told that both the titles would be on their respective shows. But here we are. The TNT title is on TBS next week, so it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Wins don't matter.
Because there's no
matters.
second tier championships, so it doesn't
right.
matter. Yeah,
we still have to talk about Cody Rhodes. That's what we're gonna do last.
Yeah, we've been saving it.
Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay in a match that also had no business being as good as it was.
Oh, good, very good.
And again, live, so you couldn't cut through shit.
Yeah.
Apparently, these two spent a lot of time working together before this match, so they had 2 days or at least 2 days from Wednesday to Friday to plan it out and put it together, and that's fine with me because guess what? They put together a match that everyone could enjoy.
Damn good. And that pump kit looked vicious as hell. It was awesome.
It did. There were 2 things that I have to say, and this is going to be nitpicky, and I understand that it's nitpicky. The first one is going to be the timing of the forearm with the pose off with John Silver and Jade. So on screen, you're seeing Jade and Silver kind of posing off, and then John Silver ducks, and it takes a little too long for Anna Jay to come in and take her down. The running clothesline.
I feel like the speed all around was kind of odd. Like just the pace at which Jade runs in the ring is awkward to me. Like, and I don't know if it's just because she, a lot of muscle to move around, but like, I
know. I think it's a footwork thing because you watch people. You're kind of counting steps, and if you're paying attention to how you're counting steps, then you're not going to be as fluid in the ring. That takes time and that takes practice, and obviously they're all still working on that, which is fine. So that was one. Again, I know I'm being nitpicky, but I'm putting it out there anyway.
It was still solid match. Like
the other thing was just the face plant. So the Jaded was good. It was Anna Jay's facial expression. She just looked like she was dead. It was a very strange look.
Yeah. Oh.
But
maybe it killed her. Maybe she was dead.
I mean, she had just taken the choke bomb, which, by the way, I love Jade Cargill giving her a kiss before doing it. I think that was just hilarious.
Very good.
But again, match was great. There was so much good action. They clearly hit all their spots, and having John Silver and Mark Sterling at ringside really helped.
Yeah, it added to it. It was nice.
Yeah. And again, like Jade looked a lot better in this match. I see Elliot saying that in the chat, and I agree. It was just overall good match. Again, John Silver gets to mimic Mark Henry leading into the match and do the strut and the main event and all that. Good match.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill is now 25-0.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This year? Holy hell.
Not this year. Okay. Since debuting.
I thought the stats reset.
No, they never reset.
Okay,
all time.
Got it.
Okay. So we go back to Dynamite. You want to talk about Cody?
Yeah.
He comes out, takes out a ladder during the commercial break.
Does his best Shawn Michaels.
And tell me what you thought about this promo, because I have some feelings.
I go back and forth between it being unhinged insanity and like so bad it's good. Like it was amusing. I found it very amusing. Part of what he did was what I suggested he was going to do, which was just so desperately wants to be cheered for that he was relying on the anger at the WWE to get his pop, which worked. He got his pop with the Gunther line.
Gunter McGillibuddy.
Yeah, funny, very funny. I liked it.
Makes reference to CM Punk. I'm guessing this is all leading to Punk and Cody, which
seems so pathetic to me.
Why does it seem pathetic to you?
Because it seems desperate. Like when he started and leaned on the CM Punk stuff, just seemed like he desperately wants to be CM Punk. It didn't seem like I don't know. It just didn't read as like a confident, self-actualized recognition of history. It felt like I'm absent in this, and I believe I deserve to be in this position as part of this history. So, and he is. He helped start this company. So I don't know. He feels like, I don't know. I get the vibe that Cody's like extraordinarily self-conscious whenever he talks, and I don't like that. I shouldn't get that vibe.
So let me give you my general thought. I'm going into this and I'm like, we got to address the TNT Championship. We got to do something about it. Talking about literally everything but what we're doing with the TNT Championship felt very off to me, and not at all. It was like you're looking past Sammy when you've already done that whole looking past Sammy shit. Like, it's time for something new. And then literally talking about everyone from CM Punk. You talked about Jay Lethal. You brought up Ricky Starks. You brought up Malachi Black. Brought up everyone except for Sammy Guevara till the very end, just to say, basically his whole promo was like, I did stuff before CM Punk. I'm better than CM Punk. Oh, by the way, I'm also better than Brody King. Brody King's going to have to change his name because we already had a Brody, and that other Brody's going to kick your ass when he's of age. By the way, Sammy Guevara, we're going to have a ladder match for the TNT Championship, and see you on Wednesday. That's how that felt to me. The promo to me wasn't good, and I think a lot of people are reaching, as they commonly do with Cody Rhodes promos, to find reasons to be like, no, this is genius. He's a heel, but you don't
Oh God,
know
none of it is genius. I would say it's unhinged is what this sounded like to me. Like,
yes.
It was all over the place. The Brody stuff was insane sounding. Like, I don't care that two people have the same name. That's an insane thing to care about. It's a common bloody name. Two,
is Brody a common name?
It's not like rare.
God, sorry.
It's not like John, but yeah, it's not rare. Like, it's not abnormal for two people to have the same first name.
Okay, fair.
And then, like, how old is Brody? Why is he booking matches for people's children like years in advance? That's so dumb. And like,
Brody Lee Jr.
I hope to 12? God that Brody Lee Jr. doesn't grow up and be so bloody dumb that he fights everybody who has the same first name as him. Like,
could you imagine?
Like, if that's the case, then he needs to get the hell away from everyone in AEW if that's who he's going to turn out to be. Like, that was dumb. What else did he go on about? There was like he leaned into this constant dumb perspective in line that there is no secondary championship in AEW because it doesn't have it, which is like, why is this like such a pet peeve of the executive in this company? Like, it's a stupid take. It doesn't make any sense. Like, so they're equivalent. Why do you have 4 titles then? Like, throw all the rest out and have 1 title. Like, that's so pointless. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, stop defending it. It is a mid-card title. Let it be a mid-card title. There's no reason to pretend it isn't.
Exactly. And what? Just because once, like, if it's not, what does it mean to the AEW World Championship?
Like, that's the thing.
It doesn't mean anything. Just because it like the placement of the title doesn't mean it's a mid-card title or not. Like, it's main evented well before.
Sure. Yeah.
But the AEW World Championship also has to have its place as the top title in the company. There's no weight limit on it either.
To say otherwise, these titles need to have different stipulations attached to how they are fought and defended, right? Like, you have tag team titles because they're competed for by tag teams. You have separate men's and women's divisions. You have, your world championship. If you want to have like a freaking hardcore title or something stupid like that, do that. But you can't just say like, oh, it's on the same standing, and like, just decreeing it so doesn't make the reality of how it's perceived the truth. Because it's a mid-card title. The mid-card wrestlers fight over it. What do you want? Like,
it's seen as a springboard. It should be seen as a springboard.
Which is fine, but that's a mid-card title. Like,
I know. I'm agreeing with you because there was a time when, going back to WWE speak, the Intercontinental Championship was the springboard to the World Heavyweight Championship, and people used it as such. Now, and it's still the same way with the United States Championship. It's the same way. There's no reason for them to play down a championship because it doesn't fit their narrative. Because in this case, their narrative should be, we're all competing for a championship, but we're not necessarily at the world championship level yet. We build ourselves based on the championship that we go for and win.
It's totally fine.
It's just weird. And yeah.
That just as an offhand focus that didn't matter at all. Like, just to say, like, no, my feud is main event worthy. And it's like, yeah, it is on like a TV program. That's fine.
Exactly. And like Drew's saying, it's the subjectivity of wrestling.
Yeah.
It's how divisive something like this is. And that's why if you go over to youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked, you'll hear Drew and I argue our top 5 every single week on Saturdays. Well, it'll be this week. It'll be Sunday because we're.
If somebody has like a counter argument that makes sense, I'd love to hear it. It's just because like the AEW, like I think I've heard Tony talk about this, and I've heard now Cody talk about it, and they're not. There's no argument. Like they're just stating that it is not a mid-tier title, and it's like, but that's not an explanation of what it is. Like you can't just say it isn't. That's not how it works.
We're about as far into it as we can be. I think we have no answers, but we do have a match for the TNT Championship. It's a ladder match at Beach Break. We're going to break it down on Wednesday in our Dynamite preview over at youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked for our debut episode of Tim and Joel Pod. Hey, if you're watching GCW tonight, they're at the Hammerstein Ballroom. It's going to be an excellent show. Looking forward to a few things. Listen, I'll just headline it real quick. Moxley and Homicide for the GCW Championship. That's going to be a barn burner. Jonathan Gresham versus Blake Christian for the ROH Championship. Jay and Mark Briscoe defend the GCW tag titles in an open challenge match. Don't yell FTR. It's probably not FTR. It's not going to be FTR. That's going to be it. The show, the ROH show in April. I'm telling you. Alley Catch versus Ruby Soho. Looking forward to that. Janela versus Cardona. Let's do it. Jarrett versus Effie, and then a whole bunch more, including Leo Rush, PCO, Jordan Oliver. I'm ready for Atticus Kogar to win it and just totally beat the shit out of everyone at the end of the night. Tim, where can the kids find you on the internet?
They can find me at Tim Stone P, TIMBSTONEP on Twitter.
The show is Tim and Joel Pod. We're going to be elsewhere. We're going to have to update the links and stuff. Maybe we'll I don't know. Maybe we'll make it look different. We'll make it look pretty. Maybe something, I don't know. It'll look maybe like that. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm at Joel Pearl, JOELPEARL. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, we'll see you on Wednesday over at youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked. Subscribe now. We'll see